Hello, welcome to another edition of DBE TV News. We look forward to bringing you the latest news in the basic education sector every week. You can watch us on a weekly basis on the Department of Basic Education's YouTube channel. I am Tsehohajo Moagi. In our top stories, President Cyril Ramaphosa lauds the progress made by the Basic Education Department in introducing the three streams model. Government observes Safer Internet Day. Bohlabela Education District in Mpumalanga leads the pack in the 2022 matric results. And the Basic Education Department heads to a troubled school in KwaZulu-Natal. Let's start here. President Cyril Ramaphosa has lauded the Basic Education Department for the progress made in introducing the three streams model to the curriculum. Speaking during his State of the Nation address, Ramaphosa said this model will assist in ensuring the country has the necessary skills for the changing world, and this will be the future of the learners who are currently busy with this model. Historically, the South African education system focused mainly on the academic pathway, which led to dropouts and a high failure rate. With the three streams model, the department believes it would provide differentiated offerings to learners and respond to the skills needed for the changing world. Ramaphosa added that the matric results for the class of 2022 showed that the work done by the department is yielding results.
What these results reveal is that there is a silent revolution that is taking place in our schools. It's a silent revolution that is underway. As we see these children improving and getting better, schools must be safe and allow for effective learning and teaching. The Sanitation Appropriate for Education initiative, known as SAFE, together with government's Accelerated School Infrastructure Delivery Initiative, has built 55,000 appropriate toilets with resources from the public and the private sector. To produce the skills our country needs, we are expanding the vocational education and training system through the implementation of the approved curriculum of the three streams model.
The Basic Education Department, together with other government departments in partnership with the Film and Publications Board, Media Monitoring Africa and UNICEF, observed Safer Internet Day, which is commemorated yearly in February. The theme for this year was "One to Talk About It, Making Space for Conversations About Life Online." Safer Internet Day aims to create both a safer and better internet for all, where everyone is empowered to use technology responsibly, respectively, critically, and creatively for their development and livelihood. Teachers and social workers can help to create a better internet by equipping learners and students with digital literacy skills, which will allow them to better navigate the online world safely, while society is encouraged to play its part as well. Parental controls can support parents in their efforts to keep their children's internet experiences safe, fun, and productive. Learners have been urged to ensure they always use the internet responsibly.
I grew up in a rural area where I used to read the newspaper after 3 months. I would wait for my uncle to come back from Johannesburg with a very, very old newspaper. So it's 3 months old. But what is the issue? Read the newspaper from page 1 to the end. Because it's a source of information, education, and also a source of entertainment. And obviously, a radio station, whether it's whether it's 2FM, radio Algoa, and so forth. But that awareness completely changed. It has changed in the sense that today, you got your information at your fingertips. That cell phone, which is what this tool that is called the internet. Very powerful tool. You can read about the world, any part of the world. So what happened in Turkey yesterday, the earthquake. So we've got a lot of information on one hand. You can contact or interact with your colleagues anywhere. You can also use the same tool to get information or education, which is quite key. But there's still danger to it, a lot of dangers in this catastrophe. There are people throughout the world who are using it for negative things or negative outcomes. And that's the reason why we say, in as much as the internet is such a powerful tool, for us as learners, we must use it responsibly.
Meanwhile, the Film and Publication Board has this message for young people regarding using the internet.
Think safety, know what you're doing, and basically just think before you do anything, think about it. Is it, kind of the T's, obviously I do this, I don't know why I'm forgetting this, but most importantly think, is it true? Is it honest? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Ask yourself, is it necessary for you to post naked pictures? Is it kind for you to bully, to swear, to incite violence on the internet? And obviously, most importantly, are you spreading kindness? I can't stress enough, kindness is the way to go, guys. Don't do something that you wouldn't want to be done unto you.
Now let's listen to what some learners had to say regarding Safer Internet Day and what they learned.
Ndandifunde ukubana abantu bahlupha njani abanye abantu through i-social media, like through i-Facebook accounts apho umuntu xa eposte i-picture yakhe ecifena umhle, then omnye umuntu aviskayishare just to make fun of that person. And ke ngoku abanye they ended killing themselves because of that. Like ingaske mna umuntu ayikhiphe private account yakhe, plus ewe ungaposta what you like, and ngaske thina as abantwana youth ngase sinqandane singayenzi inhlekisa ngomntana, sinqande sibana i-wrong into yenzayo idelete le nto okanye simcebise bana ungayenza into enjani ukuze be right.
When I think about Safer Internet Day, I think like we're being taught about how we should use the internet and how we should like treat someone else when we're using the internet.
Mna xa ndicinga i-safety ye-internet ndicinga like ba umntu makangaposti i-news ngomnye umntu, angamhlambalazi omnye umntu on internet. We must think about tomorrow ba kuzakwenzeka ntoni kuwe xa uposta ngomnye umntu kaFacebook. Banintsi ke abantu abayenzileyo loo nto baposta ngabanye abantu but zange khange iphumelele.
Nandi-understanda uba apha basixelela uba ngazo zonke izinto funeka sizicinge before posting, so funeka siqale uzicingele wena uba ungakwazi uyicontrola le nto if ever it comes back to you. We respect ourselves. I think people should be more nicer and do not send unnecessary pics to your loved ones or people you love, maybe boyfriend and stuff.
When we return, we are in Mpumalanga to celebrate the top performing district for the matric class of 2022.
Now that you've received your 2022 matric results, it's time to continue with your education plans. If you passed, congratulations. However, if you're not satisfied with your results, there's always a second chance to write your matric. Go to your nearest education district office to register or log in to e-services.gov.za.
The Buhlabela Education District in Mpumalanga has overcome the odds. It is the top performing district for the matric class of 2022, receiving a pass rate of 79.3%, an improvement of 5.1%. Last year, the province was under the spotlight after reports emerged of alleged cheating during the National Senior Certificate examinations, with the Buhlabela district being at the helm. There were allegations that learners paid teachers to provide answers to exams on WhatsApp groups. Investigations got underway, led by the Basic Education Department. Some of the results had to be withheld. The district held an award ceremony for learners and teachers, which was attended by district officials, circuit managers, and parents. The ANC's regional secretary was also in attendance and said it was pleasing to see the district reach this milestone.
As we celebrate this achievement today, Memgoba, we look back to where we are coming from. I said the other time, Uti Ibuhlabela was not only bad, we were just a joke in the country. I recall vividly well when the former MEC for Education, Comrade Aaron Mtswalik, was announcing results. It was so scary. Yeah, mentioning all the schools. Skapando, 0%. Gezingondo, 0%. And you could see Gutaila, Agunangondo Gezwak. And when you look back, you are able to actually take a decision to say, no more turning back. No more turning back.
Speaking during the ceremony, the district director hailed the work done by the teachers and the learners' resilience.
This saw Chula Mahashi Seket obtaining #1 in the district, thus standing at 87.6%, and this achievement is happening for the second time in a row. Out of our 16 circuits, only 1 circuit performed below 70%, and we believe in 2023 we will all perform above 70%, as our target is 85%. No maganja. We have seen the Bushbuck-Rich local municipality improving from 73.7% in 2021 to 79.1% in 2022, thus becoming position 8 out of 18 municipalities.
While the ANC Regional Secretary added that it was due to consistency that these results could be achieved.
When we are saying that we are celebrating the achievement, it is not just an achievement, but consistent, excellent results. Because in the past few years, the district has been doing well. So now it is just graced by a position 1 in the whole province of Mpumalanga. Just imagine, Mutlawe, a district that is deeply rural, a district where unemployment is rife, a district which is a face of poverty. But our learners, our educators, soldiered on in spite of all these difficulties. Hence, it is worth celebrating.
District Director Goba went on to speak about the results that have been withheld as investigations continue, adding that the period during the cheating allegations was not an easy one.
We are also noting, however, that as we are presenting this performance today, there are still outstanding results of about 1,782 learners, which we believe, with all processes being done, these results will be released in no time. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. We worked very hard. We did not sleep. We gave it our all. And then come December 2022, when we were about to enjoy the festive season, there came a Sunday Times article. 26 schools in Mpumalanga province will not get their results. And when we were following up on which schools, we found that unfortunately all the 26 schools are in Buhlabela district. That was a tough one.
Basic Education Communications Chief Director Elijah Mhlanga reiterated this.
Ask yourself, why you do what you are doing. Why do you do what you are doing? If you tell me you go to school to teach, then you're in the wrong job. If you're a teacher, an educator, or even in the district or circuit, you wake up, and you believe in your heart and you think in your head, you are going to school to teach. I'm asking you to review that position, because that's not what you're doing. The true purpose of you going to work is to build the nation, to inspire the children to be the best that they can be.
Mhlanga said teachers have an important role to play within the country.
We're here to build a nation, to inspire the young ones to realize their own dreams so that they can be meaningful citizens contributing to the growth and development of this country. So it is important you understand your role as a teacher.
Coming up next, we travel to KwaZulu-Natal to see the work done by Mpangeni High School with the 3 streams model.
Research is showing that NSFAS supporting students on average are performing better than non-NSFAS supported students, which is also something that is very important because it says this almost complete wraparound program by government of NSFAS students is become very important. Also, the change from NSFAS being a loan to being a bursary has also made a very big difference because it has now even opened access to students, even in those institutions that were unaffordable in the earlier phase of NSFAS. Universities that have been more expensive, like University of Cape Town, Stellenbosch, Wits University, Pretoria, there's been a huge increase of the numbers of black students from poor families directly as a result of NSFAS and the kinds of difference that it has actually made.
The Basic Education Department has put plans in place to ensure order is restored at Nogoyi Primary School in Nongoma, KwaZulu-Natal. This after parents and teachers shut the school for a few days, preventing learning and teaching from taking place. There were numerous disputes at the school, which led to the department intervening. There have also been reports that the situation was so dire that teachers took out restraining orders against each other. On Saturday, the 11th of February, officials from the National Office in Pretoria arrived at the school for a workshop session in order to ensure there is productivity at the school. But before the workshop session could take place, elections for the additional members to the school governing body took place. Thereafter, the Chief Director for Communications in the Basic Education Department took to the podium to address the teachers, parents, and community members.
It takes a village to raise a child. The question is whether the village is really raising the child. Can you say the same about this village? Is this village really raising the child? If it closes the gates of the school. So, my journey as college continued. I completed primary school without parents, and in high school, but because I had a village that was supporting me and my younger brother, who was 2 when my mother died, were able to continue in the school. Because the gates of the school were always open, irrespective of whatever was happening.
Meanwhile, Director for Education Management and Governance Development at the department lambasted the teachers and community members for not putting the interests of learners first. He added that the day they don't teach a child, the community will ask why not, as they are accountable to the community.
I'll still emphasize the fact that what you do as a governing body should be for the best interest of it. I normally say to SGB members, with my interviews, angene uthisha la nibhekene emehlweni thatha isithombe sengane yakho usibeke la nokuthi ubheke ingane umbheke athi makukhuluma uyale uyacula ubheke ingane. That will give you an idea ukuthi ingane yami iphephile under lo muntu na, ingane yami izoba yilo muntu engifuna ukuthi ibe uyena if ngimnikeza lo muntu azomphatha. Manje nina ngisuke ngiyothola ama-mandate, i-mandate ithini, then singena SNSGB ukuthi kuthwani ubani kumele sizomkhetha. Don't do that. Work as an individual. The reason why we put different people with SGB, teachers, parents, and everything, is because as FUNI uniformity, we want your different views. Go and fight to my interviews. When you argue and debate, you get the best results ever.
Ndlebe added that the teachers have to work together, despite the disputes they may have with each other.
As teachers, if we are to build a school, because I said your future depends on your colleagues, yiba abazokwenza ube promoted, yiba abazokwenza ube comfortable, ungabi ne-stress, so you rely on one another. The one who teaches this subject now, you are forced to work together to come up with a better working system. So angazi nizokwenza njani ngoba ninama restraining orders. So it means, so tata le registration order sibekele eceleni bese sithi ngoba mina nawe sifundisa isingisi together, then bese siyaplan. Mase qeda ukuplana bese sithi by the way i-registration order is on force, bese nayiforce futhi. But mengibele ngisebenze ngibeke eceleni. I don't know how possible that is. But we're not going to beg you to teach English and not talk to other English teachers, because the teaching of English in a school must follow a particular system. It's not you in your only class that teaches. We need to look at where they are going and how the next teacher needs to work. And if there's no communication, then why are you here? So principal nama SMT nizawahlela lawo ma meetings ama subjects. Ama restraining orders nizabona niphuma kanjani, but mina I want those meetings to sit. Mhlambe somebody will be an adult and go and withdraw them.
The South African Council of Educators also didn't hold back on what is expected from teachers at the school and to lead by example.
I understand. Ninama grievances but that has to be addressed. I can't understand why would you as a colleague begin to howl inside on the other colleague? Why you become violent with colleague? What are you teaching these youngsters? Because we are here to achieve that vision, we are bound to trample on each other's toes. And if we do that, let's agree and accept that yes, there is a conflict with the peace. So, as colleagues, that's why not in medical aid yet, even exhausted, in depression. Stress, there is nothing that's going to kill you except what is in your mind.
He went on to explain to the teachers what the organization will not tolerate.
Let me tell you, from the perspective and from the operation of the South African Council for Educators, ingane kabi into engakwenzela ukuthi yonke leminyaka oyispendile e-university, yonke le mali oyispendile ufunda ishabalala. One. We will never tolerate insubordination from educators. We'll never tolerate the behavior where you become thugs, you become rascals in our institution. We'll never tolerate that. If you can't stand the heat in the kitchen, one solution, get out of the kitchen. Don't spoil the kitchen.
Ndlebe had this to add.
I can just teach, just teach the children. teach them. I've told you the consequences of not teaching them. If you do that, kuzoba mnandi. I-alamu mayikhala ekuseni angeke udineke the way nidineka ngakhona. Yo, ngisaya kuleya ndawo. Uthi uma ungena ngegate ushayisane nomunye uvela uthi ithi ngisileke andlule. Because uma singahlangana kanje kumele ngiyombingelela. Every school, no matter how dysfunctional, if you keep the teachers in the classroom for as long as it takes, their results improve. Even if that teacher is not good in teaching, as long as he is in the classroom for the rest of the day, the results will improve. Bakhona abanye abasifundisa bathi turn to page 5. Yabona paragraph number 2, underline it, is very important. Go to page 7, scratch 7, and go to page 8. You see paragraph number 15 is very important. Those children can still pass compared to those who teach us. That's the difference.
Empangeni High School in KwaZulu-Natal has been lauded for its brilliant academic performance while ensuring they produce diligent, well-rounded learners. The school choir has won numerous awards, but learners are also encouraged to take part in other extramural activities such as sports. The school has introduced coding and robotics to the curriculum, this as part of the 3 streams model to skill learners for the changing world. Empangeni High School achieved a 99.2% pass rate for the matric class of 2022. Chief Director for Communications at the Basic Education Department, Elijah Mhlanga, visited the school to see firsthand the work it has achieved. Tsepiso Mochema has more.
It was a joyous and celebratory day as the Department of Basic Education descended on Empangeni High School in KwaZulu-Natal to congratulate them on their achievements. The school has about 70 teachers who work closely with each learner to ensure that they reach their full potential. This is what the head boy, Magnus Combrick, had to say when welcoming guests.
Steve Jobs once said that innovation distinguishes a leader from a follower. There's a reason that Empangeni High School is one of the leading schools in our country. Empangeni High School is the school of excellence. But excellence is a byproduct of something much bigger: innovation. Innovation is the process through which ideas are turned into action. At Empangeni High School, we take that action. We turn the idea of robotics into a prestigious club. We turn the importance of science into a high-tech lab. We turn the emerging cyberspace into a fully equipped media center. We catered our subject choices to the demands of our world. We turned our sports facilities into ones of the future. And on a daily basis, we are turning our students into leaders. Welcome to Empangeni High School. Welcome to innovation.
The Chief Director for Communications at the Department of Basic Education, Elijah Mhlanga, addressed grade 11 and grade 12 learners.
I wanted the grade 12s to listen to what I'm saying to the grade 11s. Because for grade 12s, the message is very short, and I think it's one word if I'm correct. The message is goodbye. That's it. The minister said, I must tell you goodbye, because she does not want to see you here next year. Who wants to be here next year? Grade 12? Anyone wants to be here next year? Exactly. So the message is the correct one, isn't it? Exactly. So that's it. So the other reason the grade 11s are here is because you need to know that the seat you are occupying now, the desk you're occupying now in the class, they are coming there. So the countdown has begun. Whatever that you do now, you won't do it again. Sitting on the same chair. It won't happen because they're coming to sit there. But it's not just about performance and leaving the school. You need to have a plan. Where are you going? You pass and then what?
He went on to urge learners not to take a gap year, but instead continue with their studies when they have completed their basic education careers.
You take a gap year, I tell you, you will never recover in your life. Because already the numbers of people who are out there waiting for opportunities are big. Bursaries are there, but they look at the current people who passed from 2022. In fact, in the past week, I have been spending time trying to explain to those who passed matric with 8 or 10 distinctions why they can't get admission to university, even though they got 100 out of 100 for everything. So I'm trying to say to you that the competition is very high. So whatever that you do, don't waste your time. Make good use of the opportunity that you have in front of you. There are a lot that get admitted to university, others don't make it. Others do not apply. You still find people who don't apply. And they pass and pass very well.
And from there, it was time for learners to showcase their coding and robotics skills. Coding and robotics forms part of the 3 streams model, with the piloting having started with grades R to 3 during 2020 and in grades 4 to 6 during 2021. The last phase of piloting started last year with grades 7 to 9.
It's my pet snake. So it's basically controlled by this. So when I put my finger here, and then I control the snake like this, you know. Okay, you'll really have to forgive my driving. I'm a terrible driver. But then you just control it with the phone. It's like attached to the phone in a way. But then that's basically how it's and sir, if you'd be kind enough to put your hand in front of the snake, please.
I know what a snake will do to me. I've heard already. It's going to bite me. You see? So how does it know that this?
Yes, it uses a sensor, so it just senses there's an obstacle in front of it, and then this is its defense mechanism.
Okay.
So this is my pet snake.
Mhlanga had his chance to operate this pet snake. But that wasn't all. Learners also showcased other work that they have been learning and doing.
And I'm going to present to you what I call the proxipons. So
The what?
Proxipons. The reason it has this name is because of its abilities to sense obstacles that is in front of it from a certain distance. So I'm just going to illustrate to you this by actually playing it. So it travels until it senses an obstacle that is at least 20 centimeters above it, in front of it. Then it slows down its speed by 50%. Then just before it reaches 5 centimeters, it stops and it turns back, which is just what happened in front of us.
Okay, so did you put it together yourself?
Yes, sir.
So how did you decide on the distance that it must reach before it hits an obstacle?
So what we do is it has a brick which we call the brain of the robot. So we code it in the computers. It actually has an app on the computer which we code it on, and then we communicate the actual code into the brain of the bot, and then we download it into it, and then when you come here, we test what we've actually coded, if it's actually accurate and actually what we've coded.
What else can it do?
At the moment, as we've put the proximity sensor, it detects the distance and then it travels for a certain distance. But in the code, you can actually tell it to do different things, such as making different sounds, anguish sounds, happy sounds, or goodbye sounds. That is all up to the coder and what you actually want to do at a specific time. So as we did here, we made it turn back and go back to the original position. Some might actually want it to turn back for a few centimeters and turn to a different direction. So you could do this if you wanted to go to a specific direction, but you put the proximity sensor to tell it to not hit the obstacle in front, but instead turn and head on to another direction.
School is also breeding some scientists who have showcased that they are passionate about what they do.
Can you please stand a bit?
Just stand a little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay. You're coming. Okay.
Empangeni High School demonstrates that with hard work, teamwork, and dedication, anything is possible. Tepisa Magema reporting for DBE TV News in KwaZulu-Natal.
That's how we end this bulletin this week on the Department of Basic Education's YouTube channel. Remember to send through your stories or comments by contacting us on our Twitter handle at DBE TV News. Thank you for watching.